let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
There's nothing we can do about it. It's a Monday. Sorry, can't change that reality. We've got to deal with it. It's the start of a new week. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. It's an opportunity to beat back those Monday blues. A very good morning. My name is Graham Richards. Welcome for the rest of the Expresso family as we start this brand new week and we set new goals to crush, to achieve, and we will do it with a little bit of help. And of course, we want you to get involved and we'll offer you as much motivation as we can to beat back those Monday blues. We're going to chat to psychologist and founder of A Really Good Therapist Centre. Absolutely brilliant resource, Dr. Hanan Bushkin. He is going to give us some motivation and a little bit of insight onto how we can emotionally spring clean our lives. Boy, don't we need that right now. Then we're going to kick off with our fitness goals as Ryle gets to throw some pillows with Jono Menkes. What that's all about, you'll have to wait to see to find out. But sending you nothing but positive vibes and hopefully motivating you to start the brand new week with this gorgeous face. How can you not be motivated? Good morning, Miss Adams.
A very good morning to you, G. Thank you so much for calling me gorgeous. A good morning to you, South Africa. It's a beautiful start to a brand new day, a brand new week. Igama lam Guguhle Adams coming to you live and in charge from your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we love connecting with you on our social media platforms. That's why we are reaching out to ask, what is it that you do to start off your week on a positive note? And use that oh so important hashtag Expresso Show. It's a new week. What do you do to kickstart your day or your week on a positive note? Do you listen to music? Maybe some gospel music at that. Do you read a book? Do you pray? Do you meditate? Do you plan out your week thoroughly on your schedule? What is it that you guys do? And let us know on our social media platforms using the hashtag Expresso Show. Now let's get the show on the road by getting those oh so important news headlines. Here's G.
Thanks so much, Kutle. Let's start here in South Africa, where our Health Minister, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, yesterday said the COVID-19 pandemic surge was declining, with fewer positive cases being reported. Earlier, Mkhize had told the National Assembly that, as of now, we could say the surge was behind us. He said that the number of positive cases had dropped from 27% to 14%, with a recovery rate of 88%. He also added that the lockdown was a necessary measure to deal with the spread of the virus. So as of yesterday, the country had recorded 638,517 confirmed COVID-19 cases, and of course the related deaths standing at 14,889. Now, on a very dark note, police in Mpumalanga have launched a manhunt for a man suspected of shooting 34-year-old actress Thandeka Mdeliswa. The SABC1's Ikani actress, known as Kanya on the program, was shot on Thursday at her home in Evander in Mpumalanga, but died in hospital on Saturday. On social media, hashtag RIP Thandeka Mdeliswa trended at #1 in South Africa, understandably with many highlighting their frustration that gender-based violence had claimed yet another victim. There have been renewed calls on the government to act and do more to protect the country's women and children. We certainly add our voice to the many offering condolences to her family and friends. And on the international front, more than 40 hippos were stuck in a shrinking pool of mud and water in a game reserve in Namibia and are at risk of dying of hunger and thirst. The pool in the Wuparo Conservancy was fed from a nearby river, but a prolonged drought had dried up the source, and the manager of the nearby Livingston Wildlife Camp has told us this. The camp has been helping the Conservancy to pump water into the pool, but now desperately needs financial assistance to cover the cost of petrol or solar installation for the pump, he said. And a little further afield, police in Belarus made at least 100 arrests at protest rallies in the capital Minsk and other towns in the former Soviet Republic yesterday. In Minsk, the charged demonstrators near the presidential palace, firing pepper spray and wielding batons. Tens of thousands of people rallied in the city for a protest against President Alexander Lukashenko, who has been in power since 1994. They want the longtime president to resign after his re-election last month amid allegations of ballot rigging. Belarus borders Russia, which is has historically very close ties. And now for news of what is being dubbed as Frozen the sequel. It's been dubbed Frozen the sequel as an Austrian man beat his own record for the longest full-body contact with ice cubes yesterday. Joseph Kuberl managed to remain for 2 hours and 30 minutes and 57 seconds. Yes, you do count every second, inside a custom-made glass box filled up to his shoulders with ice cubes. More than 200 kilograms of ice cubes were needed to fill the box after Clover stepped inside wearing nothing but swimming trunks in order to fight the wave of pain caused by the freezing temperatures. Clover says he tried to focus on positive emotions. Now, a crowd watched on Clover as he beat his own record of 2019 by 30 minutes in the town square of Melk in Lower Austria. After being removed from the icebox by helpers, he said that the sun felt really great on his back. Clover is planning to better his own record one more time in Los Angeles next year. His team said that Clover's personal record is also the current world record when it comes to exposing the body to ice for as long as possible. Why does he do it? Nobody knows. That's where we leave our news for now. Let's get into some dramatic sporting headlines. It is official as we kick off with football. Mamelodi Sundowns have won the 2019-2020 Premier Soccer League title after beating Black Leopards 3-0 on Saturday. Kaizer Chiefs were sitting at the top of the table, but they stumbled on their final hurdle, the final day of PSL action on Saturday. Now Mikosi being held to a 1-1 draw against Baroka FC to hand Sundowns the title. This is Masandawana's third consecutive PSL title and 10th title overall. And in rugby, the Melbourne Rebels, they booked their spot in the Super Rugby Australia finals after claiming a narrow, in the end, 34-30 win over the struggling Western Force. They were on form on the day, though. Rebels will now face the Reds for a place in the tournament final against the table-topping Brumbies. On Saturday, the Reds overcame the leaders, the Brumbies, 26-7 to show their credentials in the playoff match between the Reds and the Rebels. To book their place in that final will take place on Saturday at 11:15 SA time. On to cricket. England claimed a 6-wicket victory over Australia in the second T20 international match to clinch the 3-match series with one match remaining at the GS Bowl in Southampton. So Australia set up a 158-run target, which the hosts reached with 7 balls to spare. Joss Buttler guiding England to the win after hitting a massive 77 runs from 54 deliveries. So the visitors have yet to register a win after England won that first and second match now. And the third and final T20 will take place tomorrow at 7 p.m. On to motorsport. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly registered his maiden Formula One win at the Italian Grand Prix yesterday in a race where defending world champion Lewis Hamilton was given a 10-second penalty. Hamilton was dominating the race in Italy until he was penalised for being called in for a stop when pit lane was closed. Now, Gasly took the lead and went on to win the race after Hamilton served his penalty. McLaren's Carlos Sainz finished in second, racing points. Lance Stroll in third in a very surprising lineup. We'll delve a little deeper into that and all of our weekend sports and, of course, Sundowns triumph over the weekend in our weekend sports reviews. So you want to stick around for that with Carlos. But right now, let's take a look at what the weather has in store.
It's time for us to have a look at how you woke up in your part of the country with your sunrise pictures. Starting off with Nick Lombard's really cool rare view sunrise picture from Fontaine in the Northern Cape. Beautiful temperatures coming your way today with clear skies and a maximum of 26 degrees. Moving over to Pietermaritzburg with our regular sunrise contributor, Mpumelelo Nka, shared the stunning sunrise picture. PMB, it's going to be a mostly sunny day with an afternoon temperature of 25 degrees. Thank you so much for your sunrise pictures, and I hope that you have a fantastic start to your day and your week. And you too can be a sunrise contributor on our social media platforms, and we will show your pictures live on the show. Now, moving further afield with our weather report, going to Japan. As many as 8 million people have been asked to evacuate areas of Japan threatened by Typhoon Haishen. Haishen is expected to bring heavy rain, storm surges, and winds of more than 160 kilometers an hour. The typhoon is expected to make landfall in South Korea later today. Hundreds of flights and train services have been cancelled. South Korea raised its typhoon warning to level 4, the highest last night. The typhoon has also forced Japan's Coast Guard to suspend its search for missing sailors from a cargo ship with some 6,000 kettle on board that went missing on Wednesday. Haishen comes days after Maisak, one of the region's strongest typhoons in years, which has led to the closure of factories, schools, and business across the western Japan. But now bringing it back home with our temperatures for the day. South Africa is expected to have a fine and warm day to kick off the new week. Masqale Polokwane at a maximum of 24 degrees. Bombela, your temperatures range from 11 to 24. Pretoria, you start off the day at 11 degrees, reaching a maximum of 26 degrees. A partly cloudy day for Jozi Maboneng with a low of 10 degrees and a high of 25. A sunny day at Mahikeng with an afternoon temperature of 27 degrees. Klerksdorp, also Proteas sunblocks on because your maximum for the day is 28 degrees. Kimberley also in the summer season with a maximum of 28. Bloemfontein starts off on a rather very cold 6 degrees but will reach a high of 25 degrees. Richards Bay 15.27. Pietermaritzburg 11.26, but also watch out because 40% chance of rain is expected namhlanje. Durban, South Africa's playground 18.24. Mthatha, it's a cloudy day with 25% chance of rain 8.24. Mondi right next door, Mthatha 13.20 with 11% chance of rain. Cradock 7.22. The friendly city Port Elizabeth 14.20, and George, your low is 12 degrees and will reach the high teens 19 degrees in the afternoon. Cape Town, the mother city 11.21. Worcester, the sun is out at a maximum of 24 degrees. Sutherland 7.20 and Uppington 16 with a maximum of 32 degrees. 32 degrees, well, looks like Uppington is really in summer. Remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, do make sure to have yourselves a feel-good kind of day.
Hey, the wind for Uppington, all of minus 10 degrees a week ago. Loving the summer temperatures, loving being inspired. And maybe you get inspired, maybe you got a quote or a mantra that you say to yourself in the mornings to get you up and ready kind of for the day that helps you tackle it. Well, I think a good cup of coffee and some inspirational words are all that you need to conquer your Monday. Come help me conquer my Monday, girl, with a little bit of inspiration. I'm actually not feeling too Monday bluesy today, actually. I'm feeling the vibe.
Are you feeling? Same.
Yeah, I'm not a sundown supporter, but I'm a neutral in the sense, but I'm feeling the vibe this morning after a fantastic weekend. But here's the deal. So we want you to share your inspiration with us. Share your favorite motivational quote, the one that you use to get you pumped for the week.
Yes, please do that. Now, to sweeten the deal, the 10 people who send us the best quotes will each receive a McCafe voucher that can be used to redeem a delicious McCafe cappuccino and donuts. So, to enter, share your quotes on the competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter page with the hashtag McCafe Motivation and cross your lucky fingers because you could be possibly one of the winners.
And I need it. I need a good cup of coffee, and these donuts are so fresh and soft. Just feel how beautiful and plump and beautiful. That's just special, man. The competition closes tonight, though, at midnight. So get on it very quickly if you can, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com, along with a host of other inspiration. Your coffee and your donut. It waits. Good luck.
What's better than a sugar-coated, deliciously crispy golden brown donut and 100% Arabica beans brewed to perfection? Treat yourself and warm up your morning with a little sweetness from McCafe with the all-new mini donut and cappuccino offer. A little lovin' doesn't have to cost a lot. Great coffee, simple.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk, made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Oh yes, welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're live on SABC 3. Thank you very much for starting the week off on the right side of the week.
Of the week.
Of the week, right
Is
at
it
the
safe
top.
to say lockdown? Because we have a little bit more,
Relaxation.
Exactly.
Well, it still is lockdown, so you are definitely starting off on the right side of lockdown. Welcome back. It's time for us to celebrate all our wonderful viewers who celebrate their birthday today. If it's your birthday, well, you share it with the beautiful Latoya Makene. You know Latoya Makene?
Of course, who doesn't?
What a star. 36 years old today. When we talk about talented actresses in South Africa, Latoya Makene certainly does stand out as the creme de la creme. The cream of the crop, really. But of course, she's well known for her roles in South Africa's famous soap operas. I'm talking about Isidingo, for example. She's also slaying it in the music industry, and we cannot leave out how in love and at peace she is with her partner. It's the most beautiful thing to watch and see. Happy birthday, Latoya.
Happy birthday, Latoya. But right now, down to the real celebrities. That is you, our loved and loyal viewers. Like right now, we have Noluthando on the line. Noluthando, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Noluthando, what a beautiful way to start your day. You're celebrating your birthday. You're up bright and early. What's the plan for the birthday?
Well, that young lady that is there, she's taking me out for lunch.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to it. She's really, been a blessing in my life. I'm so glad to have her. And I'm happy that it's Monday. It's a beautiful day in Wellington. We have beautiful vineyards, a girl with a farm. I'm
Yes,
gonna go and
girls with
play.
farms. Girls with farms.
Queen.
Thank you so much. Guys, you make my day.
No, wait, before you leave, Noluthando, before you go, we have a beautiful message here. It says, Bana, happiest birthday to my second mother, friend, sister, and my forever shoulder to cry on, Noluthando Godlo. You're an amazing woman, and all I want is for the Lord to continue blessing all your endeavors. Please do enjoy this day. I love you, Machabalala, from Asipe Kamte.
You're just making me cry. Why are you doing this? Thank you, Isis. Thank you.
You are loved. You are surrounded by people who love you, who want to celebrate you, Noluthando. Go out there and have a fantastic morning, have a fantastic birthday, and we pray that God blesses you with many more birthdays and more people who love you the same way as Asipe does.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Noluthando. Happy birthday. Noluthando certainly does sound like a very wholesome human. But of course, on to more birthdays. We've got Paul celebrating his birthday today. It says here, I wish my hero, Dad, Paul Dry, a very happy 65th birthday. God has been truly good to him. Thank you for blessing him with another year. We celebrate you every day because of what God has done for you, and continue to thank God even though your health is not 100%. May God bless and keep him in, obviously strengthening him. We love you very much, from your wife, Bertha, only daughter, Beverly, son-in-law, Clint, Nathan, and your grandchildren.
Special wishes to Thomas C. Brits, who's turning 70 years old today. We wish you love, good health, and happiness. Happy and blessed 70th birthday, Opa, from your entire family. Ntebo Heleng, also celebrating her birthday. I wish my cousin, sister, Ntebo Heleng Ngopane, a very happy birthday. May God bless you and give you strength to overcome all the negativity that has been happening for you. From your favorite cousin, Umpo Piri.
It's about persevering, right?
Yes.
And finding that positive sort of outline. Leah is celebrating her 13th birthday.
That's a big one.
Happy 13th birthday to our precious baby girl, Leah Naidu. May you forever sparkle and shine like the star that you are, from your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother, and your grandparents. And then last but not least, Karen, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to Karen Kemp. May you be blessed with your heart's desires. We love you, from Elaine Swats and your family and friends. They all love you and wish you well today.
Those were absolutely beautiful birthday messages. Make sure to send in your videos on our WhatsApp number, which is 0716406551. You're my
Hayi
words
kuhle.
today. Please say that number again,
Okay.
Chomi.
All right, Chomi. All right. Okay. Are you paying attention? I want you to learn the number as well. It's 071
Yes.
640
Yebo.
6551. Kutle's going to be on standby, checking all the WhatsApp messages here.
Yes,
So send
actually,
those
right
wishes
now.
through, those videos and those birthday wishes. But of course, it's time for us to celebrate in the kitchen with Graham making a blueberry coconut pudding recipe.
I'm going to join you,
yes.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to call on your official tasting abilities, Kutle, so come and join me. But we're going to make something delicious, something jam-packed with iron, a little bit of protein. What a way to celebrate your birthday with a beautiful, as Uncle Tubbsy said, Be Well blueberry and coconut pudding. Is it a breakfast? Is it a dessert? Is it a showstopper to end your evening meal?
What is
Speaking
it?
of which, here it is. It looks spectacular, the end result. Let's see if we
Gorgeous.
can arrive at something close to that. So this is really, it's energy-filled. It's got some lovely natural proteins in it. It's beautiful, and it's also got a bit of a Middle Eastern twist.
Does it?
Which I'll introduce. I'll kind of show you as we go there, but really, really easy and simple to make. It's foolproof. It is absolutely
Is
foolproof.
this something that you do for everyone at home?
This is, whenever I have people over, I make them, they call this, in fact, Graham's Be Well Blueberry.
Wait, what's going on
Okay,
there?
so we've got 2 cups of water going in there. This is obviously to break down our oats.
Okay.
We've got coconut milk. Doesn't that look like rich and creamy
It
and
looks
beautiful?
so
Hey,
creamy. I love it.
and coconut milk, really, really good. Coconut water, coconut milk, really good for you. There are so many good nutrients, healthy nutrients in coconuts for humans. It's like one of our superfoods. It really is.
I'm not really a fan of the actual coconut fruit. That's the thing. But I really like
It's a bit
coconut flavored
labour-intensive.
things.
Not that we often find ourselves cracking coconuts, but no, I love the fact that it's a lot more readily available, so we can get these things in store now, and they really are healthy and really good for us. Okay, so we're going to put just a tablespoon of our Be Well, and it's going to give it a slightly creamier texture, just bring it all together.
I actually wanted to see how Be Well is going to feature in this meal. So you've put in 2 cups of water, your coconut milk, and a teaspoon of...
A tablespoon of Be Well. Then when you're cooking oats, you always put in salt. Why? Nobody knows. But no, you have to do it just to balance out the
Graham.
flavour. And remember, it is always about balance. We want a nice healthy dose of honey in there as well. I mean, you're going to get some sweetness from the blueberries, but this is a dessert. It's a pudding. You want it to be kind of luxurious, so that mouthfeel that you're going to get from the Be Well and the coconut cream, let that be balanced out with some beautiful sugary goodness from the honey.
Are there other alternatives? If, for example, I'm not a fan of blackberries, perhaps raspberries,
Throw in any kind of berry that you want. You want the berry, and we're going to put it in 2 phases here. So we're going to cook some of them, so some vanilla essence going in there as well. And then I'm going to add the oats. So we're going to add some. The nice thing about a blueberry is if you cook it down a little bit, it becomes even sweeter, and it's got a nice kind of texture. We're going to add some fresh at the end as well. So you've got those varying. Some are really soft and juicy, and then they'll kind of permeate. You see, turn the entire mix blue, and then some will be fresh, and they'll pop in your mouth, bursts of flavor as you kind of chow down on it afterwards. So I'm going to literally put half of the blueberries in.
Okay. Well, did Graham confirm whether this is a dessert or
I
breakfast?
told you it's everything. It's not one thing.
One
it's
size fits all.
Everything. No, I mean, this is a great way to approach your breakfast because it's going to be kind of a low GI. The oats is great because it's sustained energy. The fruit will give you a little bit of energy, kind of immediate release sugar, which is good, the honey. But you can also put things in there to kind of boost certain things. If you want more protein, you can add some more nuts or kind of those elements to it. Use this as a sounding board. I just love the fact that this has got kind of a Middle Eastern vibe. And why I say Middle Eastern, so let this cook down. You want the oats to start swelling and absorbing the temperature, the moisture. It can get quite thick, so if you feel that it's getting too thick, just add 2 tablespoons of water as you go. But I mean, ideally you want it to have a nice thick pudding consistency like that. So what we've got here is rose water.
Ooh, we fancy.
And it is. At first I
today.
thought it was just an empty little bucky there. She was lying to me, but it's absolutely stunning. I'm going to slide it across to you so you can have a smell. Just smell how awesome and amazing that is.
Ooh,
hey, how Middle Eastern
it's so
is that?
aromatic, and I just love how it It literally smells, and the smell lingers around for a while.
So here's the thing, Nicole was telling me, with your aromatics, for things like this, you don't want to add them too early because otherwise they'll cook off and you won't get any of that kind of aroma. So towards the end, once you've added your blueberries to kind of cook down and your oats, it's already starting to thicken nicely and come together. And you can kind of let it simmer. You don't want the stuff to burn at the base. Then you add your delicious rose water. And it all comes together beautifully. Then what I'm going to ask you to do is just continue to dress that guy over there. I'm going to give you this, what we've got.
Not a problemo.
Just to make it even more Middle Eastern, and it's almost like a
This one
Turkish
right
delight.
here.
That's one you can
You know
load it
what?
up because you're going to taste that. So that's yours.
I'm too scared to touch it because Nicole, our kitchen fairy, is side-eyeing me because she's the one who's prepared this very beautiful, well-represented
She trusts your
dish.
ability, man. She trusts your ability. So what you're going to do is add some toasted coconut flakes.
Okay.
Absolutely delicious as well. Up the protein. Again, more coconut flavors. Some pistachios to give it that real kind of Turkish feel and vibe.
And I think I
then
want
some
just a
fresh
little bit
blueberries.
more
Yeah.
fresh
and it
berries.
pops with flavor. And if you want this recipe, you can find it on expressoshow.com. It's a winner. It's absolutely delicious and it's unbelievably healthy. And it comes with, of course, the stamp of approval courtesy of our Be Well canola oil, coming with the cancer seal, one of the few to be endorsed by the Cancer Association. So what's the verdict?
Shout outs to you, G. This is delicious, man.
Nicole will get the props for this one, but we absolutely love making something like this because it's easy, but it's also really healthy and luxurious on the mouth, hopefully. So you guys can go and try that at home. It's our Be Well blueberry and coconut pudding, or breakfast, or oats, or whatever you want.
Be well. Love, food, life.
Oh, you can make my day.
You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso as we delve into our weekend sports and, of course, some crowning moments. The soccer was amazing. It was heartbreak, unfortunately, for the Amakosi as Kaizer Chiefs stumbled on the final hurdle, not able to win the 2019-2020 Premier Soccer League title. It's Mamelodi Sundowns all the way. They snatched the title with a brilliant performance in their final game of the season, beating Black Leopards 3-0. Then, of course, in rugby, high stakes as well, trying to book their spot in the knockout rounds or in the final knockout round for that playoff place. It's the Rebels claiming a narrow win over the Force, a resurgent Force, it must be said, to book their spot in that playoff final. And we've got our sports writer Carl Lewis giving us all the details, all the feels this morning, because plenty of feels, and you feel for Naturena. I think as a neutral, Carl, I would have been happy for either Sundowns or Chiefs to win it, but just knowing what this meant to the Amakosi's fans, to Kaizer Chiefs having had a bit of a drought of late, to a team that was rebuilding, this would have been amazing. But Sundowns, they retain the title, 3 on the trot. So we're just going to get some audio there, but for those that missed it, of course, Kaizer Chiefs were held to a 1-1 draw against Baraka FC, while Sundowns, they beat Black Leopards 3-0. So we're going to get Carl back on the line. But in the meantime, let's have a little bit of fun. And Kutle really did have an awesome opportunity to get out and about when she was in Durbs, and was able to connect with one of our favorites, Apelele Fassi, to find out how his life goes down behind the scenes.
Playing schoolboy rugby to making his way through the ranks in the rugby game, Apelele Fassi wasted no time in claiming his spot in one of the best teams in South Africa, the Sharks. The 22-year-old established himself as one of the top upcoming rugby players of our country. So now, since we are in Durban, we decided to pay him a visit.
Morning, Kush, how are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, man. Right in time for my morning snack.
Awesome. What are you having today?
I'm just having a smoothie, so I'll just show you what I'm kind of having. Just gonna make a quick smoothie for you today. I'm kind of having carrots, spinach, a bowl of whey protein, muesli here, and creatine. So hopefully, and some ice just to add a bit of variation in the water as well.
Spinach and carrots and some protein and things that I don't know. Am I gonna get a six-pack after this?
Yeah, definitely. I hope so. I hope so.
But before we get into making this, I want to know a little bit more about you. One thing I know is that you're from the Eastern Cape, at King Williamstown, and you moved to Durban, I believe, 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
And how has it been like living in Durban?
It's been okay. 3 years now in Durban. It's been fun. Obviously, I just met a lot of people around me, and yeah, I just love it here. The weather is so perfect. The winter here is like summer all day.
I've heard very good things about Durban. The fact that it's sunny all year round. That's one thing that I love about it. Take us back in your rugby journey, starting at high school or primary school. Actually, where did your love start?
So obviously, I've got 2 brothers that obviously enjoyed a lot of rugby. I think my rugby started when I was back in primary school, probably grade 6 or something, and playing with my brothers and everything. Then continued the journey, but never thought that I'll be standing here and I'll be where I am right now.
Lockdown hit everyone across the board and things have been difficult. I can imagine for an athlete as well how frustrating it was. And how did you manage to get through that period?
Oh, it's obviously been tough for everyone else. For me, I think family is the one thing that got me through this mentally. Obviously the coaching staff as well, just being able to direct us and just give us information and the programs that we need to stay fit, and just seeing our friends outside and just keeping in connection on your social media and everything. I think that helped a lot.
Awesome, man. Okay, I think I'm ready to get into the smoothie right now. So please show me the ropes.
Okay, no, it's not a problem. I'll get right into it.
So how are you going to make the smoothie?
So I basically put on muesli and a bit of water, my spinach and my carrots, 4 teaspoons or spoons of protein shake, and 1 teaspoon of creatine, and just add the ice at the end and just let it blend. Smoothie is done.
Awesome. It looks very, very interesting. Before I actually drink it, to growth, success, and securing bags.
Definitely.
Surprisingly very delicious. I love it.
Definitely. Let's have a seat by the way.
Yes, please. Apelele, you had a fantastic season before lockdown in the Super Rugby. How much have you missed the game?
Yeah, definitely. It's been like 5 months that we haven't played now. Really, really missed the game, and obviously I had dreams in this 2020 year. Dreams cut short but not denied. I guess since we're back to training now, and hopefully we could play again and just be able to fulfill my dreams.
How is training different now in level 2?
Yeah, it's been different that we've been training in groups of 5s and everything. Just missing the other boys and and just fooling around and just being able to create a bit of banter. But you know, we're just happy that we all back in the park and just hopefully we could play again and just enjoy each other's company.
You're very young, you're 22 years old, and you've achieved so much, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop here. Is the ultimate goal to play for the Springboks?
Yeah, definitely. You know, coming from a family where a lot of people in my family played sport, definitely representing my country will definitely be the ultimate dream that I want to achieve, you know. And when the opportunity comes, or if it comes, you know, I'll grab it with both hands and just give praise to the Lord.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Is there any words of motivation for young people who want to be successful?
Definitely put on the hard work, you know, enjoy what you're doing. Don't do what you're doing just because you see other people do it, or just you must enjoy what you're doing, work hard, be dedicated, have a lot of discipline, you know, find a good support system and stick with that support system for the longest time, and obviously just seek advice as well from the people that are probably in the game, and just get a lot of information and just totally work hard.
From Aphelele Fassi himself, love what you do, continue working hard and remain persistent. Those are amazing words of encouragement. Thank you for welcoming us into your home. It has been such an absolute pleasure hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome to connect with such a phenomenal young talent, and seems like a wonderful guy as well. Wishing the Sharks well in their journey back to contact rugby. Cannot wait to see our players back out in the field. But let's get back into the weekend's sporting action. Of course, we have a newly crowned PSL champion, and of course they retain their title. It's Mamelodi Sundowns were able to steal it at the death in a dramatic final day of PSL action. Carl Lewis now joins us, looking like he might have lost a bet. Clean shaven. Is that a forfeit that if Sundowns took the title, you were going to go shaven, man? What did you make of the weekend action?
No, I just had a look back at my beard on Friday, and I thought I don't think it's appropriate on a Monday. So I thought it was best I just shave it all off.
Oh, buddy, I got to say, I'm a neutral, certainly when it comes to Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs, but there was, I suppose, the romantic in me really did feel for the team from Naturena. The Amakosi fans, I think this would have meant so much to them. Sundowns kind of have a culture of winning, and they know what it's like, and it seemed for all money that, you know, when Billiat got his second goal in 2 matches, has waited all season to start scoring, and he scores at what seemed to be such a crucial moment. For all money, I thought Chiefs had it in the bag.
Yeah, well, I thought so too, because they held the lead on the ABSA Premiership log for 379 days, where Sundowns were on top of the league table for just one day, and the day that mattered. So, like, I'm a neutral like you, and I agree. I feel sorry for them. And in any other season, this season would have been counted as a good season for Kaizer Chiefs, considering they finished 9th last season.
Yeah.
However, when you lead the league title for so long and you fall short on the final day, you can't help but feel hard done by. Honestly, the blame is with them, and I don't think Ernst Middendorp, the coach, is going to last this off-season.
Which is really unfortunate, because they seem to have really hit their straps in a rebuilding phase to be able to achieve this much so quickly. But let's take nothing away from Sundowns also stepping up to take that title when it mattered most. Lebogang Maboya, obviously a hero on the day, but they demolished Black Leopards, and they played like a championship-winning team.
Yeah, I mean, the goal difference was sort of unlikely, that I think it was 5, and they looked like they were going to score 5, 6. And it's football's such a weird sport, you know. Lebogang Maboya, he's been criticized by his own fan base. He hasn't been having a good season, and then on the last day of the season, when it matters, he scores a hat-trick. So that's just the beauty of sport. And the league title also makes Pitso Mosimane the most successful South African coach actually the most successful ever PSL coach, with 5 league titles. So huge day for Sundowns, but it's hard to ignore that this was Kaizer Chiefs handing Mamelodi Sundowns the title. There's no other way to look at it.
And of course, Barocca doing themselves some favours, and maybe that's when you're fighting a wounded beast, someone that's looking to stay up, survive. Maybe that's what came to bear. What's it looking like at the bottom of the table?
Well, Polokwane City, they went down automatically. And now Black Leopards, they join Sundowns and TTM in a playoff. So one of the playoff matches have already concluded. Ajax won, beat TTM 3-2. And I think although the fans in Thohoyandou for Black Leopards are really appreciated in the Premier League and they're one of the best fan bases, I think a lot of South African fans would love to see Ajax Cape Town back in the Premier League because of the players that they produced. I mean, their seeds are everywhere in the league, so they've contributed a lot to South African soccer, and it would be nice to see them back.
Stephen Pienaar for one. Come on. Okay, let's shift gears. So we congratulate the Brazilians. Well done. Brilliant PSL title. Let's quickly move it down under for Australian rugby. The Rebels did it, but it looked like they might not against a Western Force that finally seemed to find some form, find some fighting spirit.
Yeah, Matt Tamua kicking over a last-minute conversion, or last-minute penalty. I just think he's kind of been their best player for this whole season, and he was quality on the day. And we spoke on Friday how they needed a bonus point, and they got there by the skin of their teeth, but they did it, and that kind of shows a good mentality, and that sets up a playoff final against the Reds. The Brumbies are automatically in the grand final, which is in 2 weeks' time. So it will be an interesting clash between the Reds and the Rebels. Remember, the Reds, they actually beat the Brumbies this weekend very convincingly. I think it was either 26-7 or 24-7. So this playoff final is really set up to be quite tasty. And I know we haven't always looked fondly at the Super Rugby Australia, but I think in the last 4 weeks, the quality of rugby has been really good, and the drama as well has matched that.
Definitely. I'm hoping that we can emulate something like that here in South Africa. I'm beginning to understand how we could possibly get the best out of Super Rugby, even in our individual franchises based just in each country. But I cannot wait to see the next round, like you say. Some tasty, tasty rugby on the way. Carl Lewis, thank you so much for chewing through all of the gristle over the weekend sport. We always appreciate your perspectives. Thanks so much for shaving that beard as well. We really appreciate the clean cut look. And of course, remember, we are looking for our own super fans to join us on the show to have your say. Everyone's got an opinion in sport, but do you have the guts to say it live on air? If you think you're the most opinionated super fan out there, let us know on our social media platforms. Comment on our sporting action. Give us your perspective, and we might ask you to join us live on the show and have a little bit of fun, a little bit of banter with us here on Expresso. But thank you, Carl, once again. And of course, a little bit later, we'll delve into some Formula One action.
Level 2 is here, which means all travel, including leisure travel, is once again permitted within South Africa. Whether it's a weekend away in Durban, Johannesburg or Cape Town, there is so much beauty to explore in our own country. Mango cares about travel. So, treat yourself and your loved ones to a well-deserved break. For safe and affordable travel, visit www.flymango.com. Go discover more. Go Mango. Book now. Terms and conditions apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on SABC3. Now, there is certainly no doubt that the year 2020 is certainly going down in history as one of the sketchiest and most unpredictable years. But of course, by this point, something has to give. And we've all really had such a tough time. We are really, though, in a week into spring, which is the universal sign for new beginnings. It's all the excitement, and we're encouraged to spring clean our houses. Yes, we hear that, but we can also take that moment, take that concept and apply it to our minds as well, especially as we head into burnout season. And now we're joined on a video call by psychologist and founder of a really good therapist center, Dr. Hanan Bushkin, to help us discuss the benefits of a mental and emotional spring clean. So head on over to our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Drop a comment on there to this post with your thoughts. Dr. Bushkin, thank you so much for making the time this morning.
It's such a pleasure. Great being here.
It's so good to see you. Now, Dr. Bushkin, in the same way that a house can get, filthy and gather clutter over time, can the same thing be said about your mind? And what are the effects of this?
So 100%, I want you to think of stress as, think of two buckets hanging on a scale. On the one side, there are all your stresses. On the other side, there are all your resources. The moment your stress bucket gets overwhelmed and your resource bucket gets depleted, that's when you begin to feel stressed. The more you feel stressed, the more you get into anxiety, then even panic, and then eventually burnout. We want to, during this spring clean and a new beginning, we want to pile on the resource bucket and we want to deplete the stress bucket. Just like you would do a spring clean of your house, you must do a spring clean of your house from time to time, of your mind and your emotions from time to time. We have to make sure that our resource bucket is filled.
Oh, this sounds like such an interesting journey for anyone to go through with themselves. But how do we then take stock and then really start decluttering and clearing our minds in that sense? And what are the benefits of this?
So let's start with the benefits. Of course, we all want to feel in control, especially during this crazy, crazy time that we're all going through and have been going through. And especially if you want to start a new beginning, feeling fresh, almost press the reset button, create wonderful goals for yourself. And just like you would go to the dentist twice a year to make sure that your teeth and gums are good, just like you would take your car in for service, even though it's not broken down, just to check that it's all good, you should do exactly the same thing with your mind. You must reassess. You must actually just go and have a look and ask yourself, how am I doing? How's my relationship? How's my mental health? How's my relationship with my kids, with my spouse? How's my work? How's my financial security? How's my self-care? Am I setting adequate boundaries between myself and other people? Have I learned to say no and be able to take care of myself over anybody else maybe that's draining me? We must definitely take stock, otherwise we end up burning out.
And it certainly does sound like such an empowering process for anyone to give themselves the opportunity to go through. But yes, you're right to speak about burnout, because around this time of the year and as we head into the summer, we hear so much about burnout. What exactly is burnout, and how can people prevent it?
So if you think of a car, when a car revs at too high for too long, eventually the engine burns out. The engine can't handle the stress. So going back to my analogy of the stress and resource bucket, the moment your stress bucket overwhelms your resource bucket for too long, you end up burning out. The way you know you've burnt out is on a number of levels. Relationships start to deteriorate. Your emotional mood goes really low. You feel lack of energy. You suddenly start to feel tired. You're demotivated, feel maybe helpless and hopeless. Your body starts to actually feel less capable than it did before. People around you begin to notice. They say, oh, you're not yourself anymore. As a matter of fact, the people around you are the first people to notice that something is up. You should definitely have a circle of people, your trusted circle that you lean on, that will tell you whether you ask them for feedback. How am I doing? They will let you know. But on a mental, emotional, physical level, you feel that, deplete that down, and that's perhaps the beginning sign of stress And if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't go to the mechanic and reservice your mind, your heart, your body, then it might lead to burnout.
Ultimately, it sounds like just being present and being conscious and being aware what your thoughts are, what your feelings are, and being connected with that, right?
100%. And we have to be self-aware. We can't be like ostriches with our heads in the sand, because we can't fix what we don't acknowledge. You have to be aware of the present, aware of how you're thinking, aware of how you're feeling, aware of your patterns of behavior. And the moment you feel, and we all feel that sense of something is up, something is wrong, my energy level isn't good, the way that I react and respond to people isn't healthy, it's not me anymore. That is the time now to go for a checkup and actually ask yourself, what can I do right now to fix the effects of burnout and increase my resource bucket?
Dr. Alan Bushkin, you are fantastic. Thank you so much for having this chat with us this morning. And we really do appreciate all of those gems that you've dropped this morning.
Such a pleasure. Great being with you.
And that was Dr. Alan Bushkin, of course, a psychologist, chatting to us about just being more present, being more conscious with your thoughts and really decluttering, especially as we step into a brand new season. Yes, you are going through spring cleaning in your home, but have you done some spring cleaning in your life and your mind? Start making sure that you take the necessary steps to do that.
Now, Tropica, we know, has been bringing smoothness. We've had a front row seat for this. We've seen it in Mzansi for over 35 years now. It's proven that there is nothing smoother than Tropica. And now Tropica's new summer campaign will give you, at home, the opportunity to find your own smooth and win big. Big. Sure.
What's smooth to you, G?
Smooth to me, I think it's spring. It's the change of season. We're heading into warmer weather, as you saw in the weather reports, all over the place. So I think we can enjoy the beach again with friends, with family. I think I really need a new pair of sunglasses for these beach days as well.
Yeah, a new pair of sunglasses sounds pretty smooth to me. That's smooth.
So it's not so smooth if it's still a bit chilly outside and we have to wait a little bit longer. It's okay, not smooth, we'll call it. What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, I'm looking forward to beach days, to picnics, spending more time actually, outside, because we've been locked down, under lockdown for the past few weeks. I always enjoy listening to music when I'm outside with Bluetooth speakers or even wireless headphones.
Wireless headphones are smooth.
Oh, those
now
are
they've become a smooth accessory. You see people walking around.
They form a part of you, hey?
You've got to have it. Well, what's even smoother is Tropica's competition. There are always smooth prizes up for grabs that include, yes, you might have picked up on our clues, sunglasses and Bluetooth speakers and wireless headphones and so much more that would be perfect to enjoy during those summer moments. So watch Expresso every morning as we reveal more, I think, about finding your own smooth with Tropica, and look out for the new Smooth Not Smooth Tropica promotional packs in store. What's it all about? We will find out.
Smooth.
Only you can make my day.
Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project presents There's a Story in Everyone. Visit cadbury.co.za/storytime for more information on how to share your inspirational story.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live on SABC3. It's a brand new week. It's Monday. Rise and shine. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. We asked you a question on social media, on our Facebook page, in fact, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Here's the question this morning. What do you do to kickstart your week in a positive way? And some really beautiful comments have come through here. Let's take a look at some of them. Here's one from Rina, who says, good morning. Positive mind is great mind. Thinking of walking and keep getting better, keeping myself healthy. I love that. You see, that's that mind work. That's that mind and body and spirit and soul work. I love that, Rina. Cindy Siwe and Nikiwe Miani says, good morning. I'm exercising and planting my vegetables. Ah, how beautiful is that? The exercise seems to be a trending one and a trending method for so many people. We got another comment here that came through from Ryan Rostova saying, good morning. Visit my favorite bakery. Oh, yes. And of course, some emojis there. You've got a donut there and what's the other thing? Is it a coffee? But yeah, it seems he's getting into it with a nice donut there. And then Vincent Muzi Wandile Dlamini says, good morning, Expresso team, and happy Monday. I made 25 push-ups every morning. So Vincent does 25 push-ups every morning. Send us a video. The proof is in the video. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, Vincent. Regan Tian Ramchi says, Expresso show and coffee makes my day as well as my week. Well, that's my type of girl. And this is how I get into my brand new week. A nice cup of tea, maybe sometimes a nice cup of coffee, of course, with that medium cream fresh milk. There is nothing better in the morning. But Graham's standing by right now with the news to let us know what's happening in the world. Let's check it out.
Thanks so much, Tuiso. It's almost 7 o'clock, so let's delve into those headlines. Starting here in South Africa, in KZN, in fact, where the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government says it is concerned about the behaviour of many people not adhering to lockdown regulations. During a media briefing in Durban yesterday, Premier Sihle Zikalala said although the number of coronavirus infections had decreased, the province, like the rest of the country, is not out of the woods yet. He referred to threats of a second wave as reported in several other countries, with COVID-19 infections showing a decline at the moment. The Premier said the temporary field hospital at the Royal Showground in Pietermaritzburg will be closing down. Then Deputy President David Mabuza has expressed deep concern over the killing of police officers while in the line of duty by the very people they protect. Mabuza was speaking at the annual National Police Commemoration in Pretoria, honouring police officers who have been killed in the line of duty. 40 police officers have died in the line of duty in the past year alone. This year's commemoration took place at a time when COVID-19 had claimed the lives of at least 195 officers and had infected more than 15,000 others. Police Minister Veggie said an attack on a police officer is tantamount to treason. Then, casting a wider gaze on the international front, an investigation has been launched by the Egyptian Football Association after it found that several trophies have disappeared from its headquarters in Cairo, including the original African Cup of Nations. So Egypt received it permanently after winning the tournament 3 times in 2006, 08 and 2010. After the EFA headquarters were attacked in 2013, various trophies, including the Nations Cup, were moved to a storeroom. Local officials only searched for them recently after the decision to renovate the EFA's entrance so that Egypt's multiple football cups could be displayed there. In further afield, police in France have launched a manhunt for 2 suspects after the latest in a spate of horse mutilations. 40 officers have been flown to the town of Losner near Dijon after a horse was attacked yesterday morning. Dozens of horses have been killed or maimed around the country this year, prompting public outcry. Police do not know why the animals are being targeted, nor whether it is the work of just one person or if initial attacks had inspired copycat killings. Then finally, compassion and kindness carry the day at Cape Town. At a special school in Cape Town, at least. Tashreeq Duvi, a matriculant at Windsor High School in Lansdowne in Cape Town, recently discovered just how true his classmates' friendship and compassion could be. While returning from school recently, Tashreeq suffered a seizure and then was subsequently robbed. After hearing the news, his fellow classmates pitched in to get him a brand new smartphone and a Custom Matric 2020 jacket. In a video posted by Roxanne Carter, which has since gone viral. One sees Tashreeq become visibly emotional as he receives a gift bag from his classmates. And after some motivation from his friends, he opens the box containing his new phone before bursting into tears of joy. The generosity, however, continues as they pooled money to buy him that Matric 2020 jacket. One of Tashreeq's classmates then approaches him and says they wish him to feel a part of the family and that he must also look the part because that's why they bought him the jacket. The emotional video has since gone viral, understandably, with many expressing their joy at the wonderful gesture. Boy, doesn't the world need more of that right now. That's where we leave our news headlines for today. Let's delve into a very dramatic sporting lineup after the weekend. It's official. Mamelodi Sundowns have won the 2019-2020 Premier Soccer League title. That was after beating Black Leopards emphatically. Lebogang Mabue scoring a hat-trick on Saturday. Kaizer Chiefs, they were sitting at the top of the table but stumbled on the final day of PSL action. Amakosi being held to a 1-1 draw against relegation throttled at the time Baraka FC to hand Sundowns the title. So Masandawaana's third consecutive PSL title and 10th overall really is an incredible moment for the team that proved their credentials yet again, with Kaizer Chiefs having led for so long throughout the season. One can certainly understand the heartache and heartbreak within the faithful in Naturena. Then we turn to Australian rugby. The Melbourne Rebels booked their spot in Super Rugby Australia, the final showdown at least for the playoffs, after claiming a narrow 34-30 win over the struggling Western Force. So the Rebels will now face the Reds for a place in the tournament final against the table-topping Brumbies. But on Saturday, the Reds overcame the Brumbies 26-7 to prove their playoff credentials. And that playoff encounter between the Reds and the Rebels will take place on Saturday at 11:15. And on to cricket. England claimed a 6-wicket victory over Australia in the second T20 international match to clinch the 3-match series. And of course, with one game still left to spare, Australia set a target of 158, which the hosts then reached with 7 balls to spare. Joss Buttler again guiding England to the win, hitting 77 runs off 54 deliveries. So the visitors have yet to register a win in England after winning the first and second match. Of course, the hosts at least winning those. The third and final T20 will take place tomorrow at 7 p.m. Then surprises galore in motorsport as AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly registered his maiden Formula One win at the iconic Italian Grand Prix yesterday in a race where defending world champion Lewis Hamilton was given a 10-second penalty. Hamilton dominating the race in Italy until he was penalised for being called in for a stop when the pit lane was closed. So Gasly took the lead and went on to win the race after Hamilton served that penalty. McLaren's Carlos Sainz finishing in second and Racing Point's Lance Stroll in third. Certainly one for the books. Where was Ferrari? Well, unfortunately, they couldn't match the feat in their home ground. That's where we leave our sport for this morning. Let's get one more look at what the weather has in store for us. It seems summer is almost here.
It's time for us to have a second look at the weather report, but first, your beautiful sunrise pictures, starting off with Trini Vermaak, who captured the stunning morning photo from Scottburg. It's beautiful temperatures today, which range from 15 to 23 degrees. Now, scooting over to the West Coast National Park with Ellen Rudnicki, who shared this beautiful morning picture. Expect clear skies with an afternoon temperature of 21 degrees. Thank you so much for all your sunrise pictures. Please continue to keep them going, keep them flowing on our social media platforms using that so important hashtag Expresso Show. Now, moving further afield with our weather report, landing in Japan, as many as 8 million people have been asked to evacuate areas of Japan threatened by Typhoon Haishen. Haishen is expected to bring heavy rain, storm surges and winds of more than 160 kilometers an hour. The typhoon is expected to make landfall in South Korea later today. Hundreds of flights and train services have been cancelled. South Korea has raised its typhoon warning to level 4, the highest last night. The typhoon has also forced Japan's Coast Guard to suspend its search for missing sailors from a cargo ship with some 6,000 kettle on board that went missing on Wednesday. Haishen comes days after Maisak, one of the region's strongest typhoons in years, which has led to the closure of factories, schools and businesses across Western Japan. But now, bringing it back home with our temperatures for the rest of the country, South Africa is expected to have a fine and warm day to kick off the new week. Starting off at Polokwane at a low of 8 degrees, reaching a high of 24. A sunny day in Bombela as well at a maximum of 24 degrees. Pretoria, the sun is out with an afternoon temperature of 26 degrees. Partly cloudy for Johannesburg at temperatures ranging from 10 to 25. Mahikeng, 11-27. Klerksdorp, it's summertime for you as well at a maximum of 28. Kimberley follows suit with a maximum of 28. It's a sunny day in Bloemfontein as well, but starting off on a low of 6, reaching a high of 25 degrees. Richards Bay, 15-27. Pietermaritzburg, 11-26 and 40% chance of rain. So just in case, bring your umbrella along if you step out. Durban, 18-24. A very cloudy day in Mthatha at a low of 8 degrees, reaching a high of 24 degrees. Also expect 25% chance of rain namhlanje. In Mondi, 13-20. Cradock, 7-22. The friendly city of Port Elizabeth, 14-20. George, 12-19. And the mother city, Cape Town, you start off the day on a low of 11 with an afternoon temperature of 21 degrees. Worcester, your temperatures range from 12 to 24. Sutherland, 7-20. Uppington back to its normal behavior with a maximum temperature of 32 degrees. Now that was the final look at the weather report. Remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, have yourselves a feel-good kind of day, and the feel-goodness continues here on Expresso right now with some story time with Cadbury.
Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project presents There's a Story in Everyone. Visit cadbury.co.za/storytime for more information on how to share your inspirational story.
You're still with your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso, here on SABC3. Now, here's the thing. When sharing a picture book, parents and children are much more likely to engage in conversations about thoughts and feelings when there are no or few words compared to when there's a lot of text to read. Now, to address the shortage of high-quality and affordable wordless picture books in South Africa, Mikulu Trust decided to produce their very own books and are making them available to their partners and those who need them. The Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project is one of those partners, and Kathima Ibrahim, CEO of Mikulu Trust, and Mendy Spies, corporate fundraiser at SOS Children's Village, joins us to talk about how they'll be delivering these much-needed books to orphaned and vulnerable children across South Africa as part of the 1 million rand donation of educational toys, books and games. Ladies, thank you so much for making the time.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Hi.
Kathima, I'll start with you. You know, many South African children are not able to read at the required level. Of course, these books will help them tell their own versions of these stories with no restrictions. How did you realize the need for this form of storytelling?
Thank you. So when using picture books in what we at Mikulu Trust call dialogic book sharing or just book sharing, caregivers are given the opportunity to have an interaction or an interactive discussion with the children in their care. The adult really plays a facilitating role while the child leads the interaction. And this interaction is greatly beneficial for children's cognitive development and their socio-emotional development. And that's really where the need came from for this type of books and this type of engagement, which we call book sharing.
Mendy, when it comes to the benefits of these wordless books, how do you foresee them really inspiring the children in your care?
Many of our children don't have access to books, so once the orphan and vulnerable child is admitted into the SOS Children's Village, this is their first exposure, maybe to books. And it's a wonderful opportunity to be used by our SOS mothers, who are the childcare workers, to bond with the child over a story. It's a wonderful opportunity for our mothers to convey certain morals, teach the children moral values. It's for the child to find some escapism. They can live themselves into the story. And yes, so much more. I mean, they can learn colors, they could learn shapes. And yes, it's a really wonderful opportunity for them to bond, whether it be with the SOS mom or with the younger siblings, sharing the stories and telling the stories together. I mean, culturally, it's great because you don't have words that bind you. So you have the pictures and you can tell the story in any of our languages, which is super.
Oh, and you can expand the story, right?
Absolutely. Kathima, I want to touch back to you again. Why do you think it's so important, to drive imagination in young children, and where can the public find these books?
What we see often is that children who may not be able to have the words to express, anything that they're feeling or that they've experienced, what they do is they find themselves in the story and they start telling their own story, but according to the little girl in the book, because it's easier to talk about what's happening to the little girl in the book than what's happening to me or what I'm feeling.
The beauty of it is really that every single child gets to experience the beauty of storytelling that is without bounds or without any limits or restrictions. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. Mandy, why is it so important to continue sharing stories of hope and inspiration with children? And what are the benefits of really encouraging them to create their own stories?
Well, when a child comes into our care, they may feel that their chapter has been written. It might not be a good story that started. And when they come into our care, we want them to start a new chapter, start on a blank page and write their own story going forward. Part of the growth and the therapeutic aspect is to be able to heal from what has happened in the past. And with the new chapter that they can write and the examples that they see around them about stories of inspiration, it can help them on their path, on their journey to a brighter future. So we would encourage our children to have this kind of exposure and to read stories of hope and be inspired by it.
Mandy, will the children from SOS Children's Village be sharing their stories to help inspire others by participating in the Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project presents There's a Story in Everyone?
Yes, as Cadbury believes there's a story in everyone, SOS also believes that there's a story in everyone. And our children have already started sharing their stories. And I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised and proud, may I say, that last week I heard about 2 of our young people who had left our care who are currently writing their own books. And I think they can be inspired by South Africans out there also sharing their stories. And I know there is a wonderful opportunity for everyone to do so. They are most welcome to WhatsApp 087-240-6488. And please, Cadbury would love to hear the stories. And the idea of this would be to pick the top 20. And these would go into an e-book, which will then be shared with orphan and vulnerable children that is supported through this campaign.
So uplifting.
Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us this morning and for taking time to, inspire us and also inspire South Africans to go out there and do their bit and encourage everyone with their stories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, whether real or imagined, Cadbury Dairy Milk, they believe that there's a story in everyone. And we're encouraging all South Africans to be generous with your stories of hope. Share them with everyone. The 20 most inspirational stories will be compiled into an e-book and, of course, will be shared with orphaned and vulnerable children across the country. So come on, South Africa, share your story and inspire others. Add 087-240-6488 to your WhatsApp contacts and follow the prompts. And you can share your story as a Word document, a PDF, or even a video recording. Anything will do as long as it's inspiring and obviously uplifting. Have your story of hope published by Cadbury Dairy Milk. Now, there's a story in everyone, so whether real or imagined, share yours and it could be amongst the 20 most inspiring stories compiled into an e-book that brings hope, light and wonder to orphaned and vulnerable children across the land. Add 087-240-6488 to your WhatsApp contacts, follow the prompts and share your story as a Word document, a PDF or a video recording. Standard data rates apply. Welcome back to it. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Yes, it's a brand new week, an opportunity for us to start 100% strong. Yes, we all know on a Monday morning, guys, I don't know about you, but sometimes for me, Mondays can be so tricky and so difficult to get out of bed when that alarm goes off and you're like, oh no.
Which alarm? The first, the second, the third, or the fourth alarm?
The seventh one. And all of these spaced out by 5 minutes, but we know that it can be quite dreaded. But maybe Mondays can be looked at as a brand new opportunity to start at 100%, right?
Really?
Yeah, completely, man.
We are kickstarting our Monday off and our brand new week off with some Monday motivation, our weekly Crush Monday motivation. And this morning, we're getting it from Graham Richards.
Yeah, man, we've all been kind of asked to explore how we get ourselves motivated, what turns us on. Nature Boy took us outside, and I can certainly understand that, getting into the great outdoors, especially after lockdown. But obviously, a Monday morning is something that we all have to broach, and I think there's a reason why it can be a little intimidating and overwhelming. But in the interest of finding 100% motivation, I kind of try to look at it from a critical eye at the things that I do, the mechanical things that I do every kind of, it's partly Sunday night and Monday morning to get
ready
into that day. And it hinges on being 100% prepped, positive, and present.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so being prepped, what that means for me is having things laid out. Don't have to go the whole hog, but have your clothes laid out. Have the first few things that you need to accomplish already done so you can hit the ground running. So you've already achieved before you've even gotten going, because there's nothing worse than being kind of slowed down and mechanical once you've got going, and then you've got to still think of what you've got to wear and then get the clothes, and then you've got to go and wash that to make the coffee. So for me, it's protein shake is made in the fridge, ready to take out. Coffee is set, clean, ready to put into the machine, close it there, do it. So you already have momentum once
and
you
it's the small things.
Yes.
Completely. On a Monday, a tiny little pebble will trip you up. So you want to be kind of free-flowing and fast. So be 100% prepped. Then I think pumped. You want to kind of choose to be positive, be 100% positive, give yourself that mindset. And it is a choice to be positive. It's something that you can think about. So for me, I'll pump up the playlist on the car. You can do it at home. Play music that gets you inspired. It's kind of a bit rocky for me.
You sort of zone into
it. Just get yourself a little bit inspired and pumped up and feeling the vibes, and then make that choice, have the conversation. And I literally do have a conversation with myself in the car with me, and it could be different for everyone. It might be informed by a different goal for that specific day, but in a general sense, it's identifying what I really love about the job, the fact that we get to every day inform people and also positively impact on people's lives, and then we've got to do that. So how am I going to achieve that? But it could be different for each person. It might be a case of focusing on what you love the most about your job, rather than thinking about the list of 20 things you've got to do once you get in. So you can make the choice to be absolutely positive. And then I think for me, being present, and this is something that we've examined on the show so many times, there is nothing that brings greater satisfaction than really being present in your work and as a result doing a really good job, because you are completely present. So do that. Focus on sinking into the moment. Use that mindfulness, the opportunity to really kind of be present in your space, control it, own it, which is obviously vital in live TV sense. We do need that, but in any job, because then you will be satisfied. You'll be getting a little mini victory straight out the gates, and it's amazing how that momentum then sets the tone for the rest of your day, the rest of your week. You can be motivated. So that's 100% for me, 100% prepped, positive, and present.
100% motivation to start off our day and our week. Thank you so much, G.
Thanks, man. Have another sip. Why don't I get
you
my
guys
crush?
certainly can do it. So make this week one where everything on your list is 100% accomplished with 100% goodness with Crush. That was beautiful. Thank you, G. I love that. Get your 100% fresh, tasty, fruity, and refreshing goodness with Crush.
Made with love by Clover.
You're still locked in. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's a brand new week, and we're ready to get moving and grooving. And that is, of course, with the Vita-Thion Unleash Your Beast Mode series. And we're taking a look at different forms of exercise to not only keep you looking good, but also boosting those energy levels to keep you going right throughout the day. Now, one man who has been shaking up the fitness world is Jono Menkes, the owner of Jeff Fitness. And now we're about to find out how he's taking this fitness industry by storm, and also showing us how we can start burning those cows. Jono, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raz. Good to see you and good to be here with you guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you. I see you all over the internet, all over social media, doing your thing. But tell me more about Jeff Fitness, man. How did this all start?
So basically, like, we were always a remote training business in the remote space, but obviously lockdown accelerated that. We started a live TV show, integrated my wife and our kids when everything was a bit mayhem. And it just exploded into a community of close to 55,000 people now, over 4,500 members across the world in 110 different countries. And all we've been doing is giving people hope and giving people frequency and going, it's okay to be able to exercise in the new normal in your own home and get an exceptional result. So it's a really incredible success story, but we're only just getting going, I think, which is really exciting.
Wow, man, only the beginning. Look, Jono, I remember back in the day, even learning from you as a trainer at the time, your classes were so involved, you had so much knowledge, and you really just got us working and burning. But what can we expect from these online fitness classes, and what can people do when they're getting involved? What do they expect in return?
Look, all we're trying to do is we're trying to get frequency in training. All that matters to us is people's results. So how do you get results? You have a structured plan according to your training, and you have frequency. Then you add in a bit of connection and a lot of inspiration and a lot of energy, and that will get you a result. But I just think the biggest thing to exercise and fitness is what we all struggle with, and every single person is frequency and consistency and sustainability. So that's what we try and encourage through our structured workouts. Short, sweet, 30 minutes, in and out, roll out of bed, make it happen, go to work, drop the kids, and just not making any excuses. That's the most important thing too.
I love that. So you're giving us no reason to have an excuse, of course, but at the same time, it's not just fitness, I'm assuming. Like, you are obviously training everybody, but what else is this platform actually offering? I mean, you mentioned this fact of a community that you're joining in on, but what all is it about?
It's such a strength that we have is this incredible community. I call them they're like a swarm of bees. We've got people that are posting all their issues with regards to what they're struggling with, if it's weight, if it's mental issues, if it's just family issues, etc. They're posting out of this community group, and what people have done is people have just basically swarmed around them. You'll probably get up to 500 comments of people giving them hope, giving them structure, and just giving them a support network to keep on going, because it's not easy these times that we're working in, We've seen that spin off into small little WhatsApp groups of people in KwaZulu-Natal, in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, and they're forming these sub-communities that are just beaming with enthusiasm and hope and just a drive to be part of something, which is really interesting to watch.
Oh, that's crazy. Not just fitness, you've started a movement, you've started a culture, and I think you're just sharing so much of that love, which everybody can do with. But, Jono, it's absolutely awesome catching up with you now. And after the break, we are going to get our beast mode on, and you do not want to miss it, so stay tuned for more.
Have your story of hope published by Cadbury Dairy Milk. Now, there's a story in everyone, so whether real or imagined, share yours, and it could be amongst the 20 most inspiring stories compiled into an ebook that brings hope, light, and wonder to orphaned and vulnerable children across the land. Add 087-240-6488 to your WhatsApp contacts, follow the prompt, and share your story as a Word document, a PDF, or a video recording. Standard data rates apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're still locked in. It's your feel-good breakfast show, and you're about to get that magic on flow. And we're here with Jono Menkes, the owner of Jeff Fitness, and we're about to get those bodies burning. Jono, you promised me something good. I heard all about this incredible training you're doing.
What I like to do is I like to keep things like very, very simple. So this is what I call the 3x5 workout. Okay? So basically, we're going to do 5 reps of 3 exercises continuously. And what you want to do is you want to actually try to do this for about 10 minutes at a very high frequency, right? So what you're going to use, you're going to use a pillow. I love to bring a pillow in.
I got one as
frustration
well.
Out.
Perfect.
100%. So all we're going to do, exercise number 1 is what we call a pillow slam. If you've got a heavy ball at home and you want to use that, please use that too. But what we do is we reach up to the sky, we come down and we slam the pillow as hard as we can into the ground. So basically, get all your frustration out and do that 5 times in a row, right?
Yeah!
As hard as you can. So we'll be doing 5 of those in total, okay? The second exercise that we're going to do, all right, I'm going to take you through it and then we're going to add them all together, right? So all we're going to do is the second exercise is what we call a walkout. So all we do is we stand with our legs shoulder width apart. We walk out on our hands, we walk back, and we do that 5 times. Okay, got it?
Yeah, I've got it, and I'm feeling some core work coming into play there. Am I doing this correctly? What is this exercise actually going to be targeting, Jono?
Perfect. So exactly what you said. It is a core stability workout, but it's also integrating your upper body. So the stronger your core is, the more your major muscle group is going to be working. And then for the third exercise is what we all know. It is a basic squat jump, okay? So we're just going to squat down and jump up and land it, okay? So it's I call this the KISS simple. It's keep it simple, stupid. That's what we do. We keep it simple. So we're going to put it all together now, all right? We're going to do 5 pillow slams, 5 walkouts, all right?
All right,
and
I'm ready.
5 squat jumps together.
I'm going to grab my pillow.
I'm going to do it with you, Raz.
Before we start, Jono, let's get everybody else that's watching at home to grab their pillows, guys. Make sure you got something that you can throw down. We're about to get popping. We're here with Jono Menkes. So let's go, Jono. Ready? I got my pillow. Let's do this.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's go.
We're going for 5 reps in total here. As you guys can see, we're putting a lot of power. Put all your anger, put all your aggression into this. Ooh, and I'm definitely feeling the legs work here as much as I am the entire front part of my chain. I think that's 5 reps. Feeling good. What's next?
Let's walk up. Let's move. 5 of those. Come on, Ross, keep going. No recovery.
Starting to feel like I'm losing my breath here, Jono. The heart rate has increased dramatically. Woo. Yeah.
And as soon as you finish there, we're going to go into our squat jump straight away.
All right, squat jumps. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm in my 3rd rep. That's rep number 4. 1st rep in. The legs are burning. Jono, what the heck? That's only 3 exercises. I'm feeling this.
100%. So what we'll be actually doing is we'll be doing that continuously for 10 minutes with no recovery. So you can see you're targeting all your major muscle groups, your core, you're getting an incredible aerobic base, but you've got to have desire, you've got to have purpose, and you've got to add energy to get that incredible result that you want.
Oh man, you're speaking my language, and I think everybody at home is going to absolutely love this. Starting off with this pillow, I've just got to add, it's just a perfect release when you want to just go ham and get all that frustration out, which I'm absolutely loving. Jono, we just did like 1 round of what's supposed to be an accumulation that goes up to 10 minutes. And as you can clearly hear, I'm feeling this. So I definitely agree with you. This is going to get the heart pumping, of course. This is going to get the body just gearing for the rest of the week. And oh man, Jono, absolutely love it, man. What an amazing workout. Thank you. Whew.
Pleasure. It's good to see how effective you can be at home with no equipment, and that's the whole purpose. There's no excuses. Don't make excuses. Get involved.
There you heard it from the pro and the champ himself. You got no excuse, of course. Just need that beautiful body and a lot of energy, and certainly something that the whole family can get involved in. Now, tune in again on Friday for another fitness session brought to you by Vita Thion, giving you that all-day beast mode energy. Let's kick it. Woo! Yeah!
Activate your beast mode with Vita Thion.
Fantastic work, Raldo Monet. Time to bring it back to the kitchen. And we know that this time of the year includes a bumper of seasonal treats. Yes, with a continued supply of veggies over here, over there, everywhere, giving us, of course, all the reason to really indulge and celebrate spring whilst keeping our health in check. Our Clover Fresh Milk Spring Fish and Veg Bake is a great place to start, especially good after a solid workout. And even if you didn't work out, it's still just as good. If you want to get involved with the recipe, cook along with us. Go onto our website. It's www.expressoshow.com.
I want to say this is foolproof again, idiot-proof. Really.
Okay, well then this is perfect.
I love
ideal
this.
for me.
Cucumber and jasmine with tea. I love the extract.
Are those the wipes?
Those are the wipes of choice. So this is beautiful. Again, packed with the right kind of vitamins, and it's also quite light. And anyone who's been on kind of like a high-protein diet and reintroducing veggies, the right kind of veggies, definitely your collie, your broccoli, these sorts of things. Baby leeks, absolutely beautiful, which we'll be introducing.
Yeah.
So the white sauce is where it all begins. Okay. I've got a bit of heat in the pan here.
All right.
I've watched Nicole do this many, many times.
And I hope you've been learning.
So, I don't want to say the white sauce is foolproof, but it's pretty much a stock standard way of approaching it. So we've got our butter going in, a little bit of well, quite a lot of garlic actually.
Well,
we love our garlic. Of
course.
So we'll let that start to really infuse, and then we're going to introduce just little bits of flour. We want that to work its way through, and this kind of forms the basis of your white sauce. You almost want it to become like a little bit pasty. You don't want the garlic to burn as well, so don't make your pan too hot.
Yeah, I like that you're making it pasty, because otherwise most people do make their sauces quite watery as well, which can be a bit problematic in terms of flavor. You know what I mean? You lose so much of the flavor, but the more creamy and the more pasty it is, the more, I suppose, tasty, right? Because you're retaining all of that flavor.
Yeah, and you want it to break down. You want it to burn down, so I'm just going to add a little bit of, I might be doing this slightly out of order, but I'm just following my gut here because I don't want my garlic to burn, so I'm going to put now the baby leeks in.
No, that's the whole thing in the kitchen, you know, you make your own rules sometimes. Sometimes you break some pre-established rules, but it's all about the end product.
Amazing. So now, I was worried I was going to fry off my flour too quickly. Okay, that's starting to thicken and look beautiful already.
While Graham's doing this, go on our website. It's expressoshow.com. We've got this recipe on there. It's quick, it's very easy, but all the ingredients are also listed on there. Anybody can make this, I promise you, and you'll see just how easy it is once Graham's done with it.
Okay, now I've put, again, half a cup of cream going in there. It's looking absolutely amazing.
And smelling good.
Absolutely amazing. Look, it's probably not the best white sauce that anyone's made, but for a first attempt, it actually looks pretty good. It's not too lumpy. It's mixed through. It looks delicious. I'm going to start, they say, season all the way through. So
it's the smell for me, Graham. It's the smell for me. Like, it smells so good.
Let's keep this nice and low. Now I'm going to add a little bit of thyme, one of my favorite herbs. Undoubtedly, try and kind of keep the stalks out of there if you can. But thyme just it's a beautiful aromatic. It just adds so much. For me, it's probably my favorite. Thyme and sage, I absolutely love.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with thyme.
With a white fish, you know, it becomes a wonderful sounding board for flavors. A little bit of fresh parsley. Mix it in. Oh, now that thyme is just like woken up and activated. And bearing in mind that this is going to cook in the oven, so you don't really need to cook these through. It's just more about kind of infusing, combining all the right flavors. I'll put the fish right now, in fact.
In goes the fish.
There we go. This is such a good, healthy fish. If you want to drop like 2 kgs
in one day,
literally just eat only hake.
Oh, okay, all right.
It really is. It's one of those like wonder foods. And then the last thing we're going to add to our bake here is some peas. And you just basically want to cook this for 2-3 minutes just to kind of get the flavors infused.
Before
Good, I'm
you
gonna
obviously
turn this
throw this into your oven.
So yeah, so once you've kind of infused all the flavors, things have started to cook, the flavors are releasing, you can see the beautiful pop of green colors. Remember, you eat with your eyes because your body identifies on some level the nutrients that you're getting out of your food through the color of those. That's where like a fresh green, you don't want to overcook the veggies, but that fresh green pop is a good indication that you're getting a great vitamin content. So here at the base for our beautiful fish bake is laid, and then this is what is going to get covered. So I'm going to put you to work there, buddy.
Cool.
You're going
What
to be
do you want me
making
to do?
our beautiful crispy covering on top, which is basically just mix together our cheese
into here.
Yeah, into
What's
the
in
breadcrumbs.
here?
That's just breadcrumbs,
Okay,
and
cool.
a little bit of
Cheese
feta,
going
which is
in
great.
there.
I think feta is nice because it comes with its own salt. You don't have to add
Never have
too much salt, but I'm going to add a little bit
you
more
can
here.
never have too much cheese. That's my thing that I always say. So all of that cheese going in there, mixing it all up together.
It smells amazing. You know, you're getting a huge amount of nutrients in it. You're also jam-packed with calcium and all the nutrients that you need thanks to our Clover fresh full cream milk, which is another master stroke. It's got it all. But should we take people through a blow-by-blow? This is how we arrive at this beautiful mixture becoming this amazing finished product.
Look at that.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.
So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thank you very much for staying with your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, here on SABC3. Now, when it comes to credit cards, you often get mixed reactions, and rightfully so. Some may say that they are trouble, whilst others will praise their necessity. Simply put, though, a credit card is nothing but a financial tool, and whether it's helpful or harmful is really all dependent on the skills and knowledge of the user. So here to help us make our credit card a helpful tool is Chris Wood, the Executive for Card Issuing and Payments from Nedbank. Chris, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Morning. It's great to be with you once again, albeit not in studio this time, but virtually from Johannesburg.
Well, we certainly can't wait to receive you once again in studio here. But in the meantime, it's good to know that we can still get that education around financial management and credit cards and using those responsibly over the phone. Chris, I don't know if we should blame it on the movies, but credit cards are often associated with shopping sprees and endless spending. We know that they are trouble if used irresponsibly, but we also know that they can be a major necessity. So in your professional opinion, what should be the intended use and reason for owning a credit card?
Well, a credit card is really just a transactional product at its core, which means that it serves two purposes. The one is that it's a safe store of value for the funds that you have available, and that's both the funds that you put into the card as well as the line of credit that you can extend yourself into should you need to dip into that. So, we always talk about a credit card as a facility that allows you to do really everyday purchases, whether you're buying bread or milk or putting petrol in your tank, as well as obviously saving up for those bigger purchases, whether you're saving up for a holiday. One day, all of us will be able to get onto an airplane again and go to exciting locations. The credit card kind of serves both of those purposes. And essentially, the line of credit is something that allows you to then go into that extra facility where you need more than just the funds that you currently have available on your card. So at its heart, yes, it's a lending tool, and we obviously position it as such, but it really is just a transactional product that allows you to kind of take the cash that you've got, plus the cash that the bank gives you, and make those purchases when required and when the need arises.
So how can we then make a credit card a useful financial tool? What do we need to be doing?
I think the most important part about using a credit card as a financial tool is to understand the limit that you have available to yourself and not to obviously overextend yourself, as well as to make sure that in the way that you're paying back that credit card, you're using it in a way that's both responsible for yourself and for your family, and making sure that you're not making reckless purchases. I think the most important part about a credit card is to understand that should you go into that line, you understand how far you've gone into your line and that you are making those repayments on a regular basis. I think the beauty of a credit card as a financial tool is, through Nedbank's digital app, we obviously show you all your transactions. We show you kind of in real time how much of your facility you've used, how much you need to pay back, and then obviously reward you. When you spend on your credit card, we give you rewards back, which from a Nedbank or an American Express perspective, those reward points really translate back into actual value, into cash in your pocket. So very often the spend that you're putting through your credit card is actually coming back to you in the form of those points and those rewards.
On the flip side, Chris, how do we then avoid making credit cards harmful?
So I think where a lot of customers go wrong, and that's not just from a credit card perspective, it's from any lending tool, is that they over-indebt themselves. We obviously as a bank try to work with customers to prevent that, and we make sure that our customers are both educated and understand the value of a card or the lending product. I think probably 2 points that I would raise around not creating a harmful situation with a credit card is don't buy things that you don't need. Typically when people have access to a line of credit, they're more inclined to use it should they see something that they want and not necessarily need. And the second thing is, a credit card comes with two different ways of making a purchase. The one is the straight facility. In other words, the purchase that you make goes through straight onto your card. And the other one is the budget facility. Now, the budget facility is a very, very useful tool that a credit card provides. It allows you to take a payment and obviously split it over a number of months. You shouldn't be putting smaller purchases. Don't go to your local grocer and put it on a budget facility and pay it off over 6 months. And then use that budget facility in the way that it really assists you in making those repayments rather than just putting everything on budget, because that's when obviously interest starts to accrue on the outstanding payment.
The truth is, Chris, that credit cards can sometimes, and often, in fact, all the time, if used correctly, bring such a wide variety of benefits. What are the core benefits of using a credit card responsibly?
The first one, which is kind of universal, is that you get 55 days interest-free on the purchases you make on your credit card. So essentially, you're not actually paying anything until you use that limit. And that's the most important aspect of a credit card versus other lending tools. So 55 days, which is almost 2 months worth of interest-free period, effectively means that a credit card gives you what is very topical in the global market at the moment, a built-in payment holiday. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that on a credit card, you also get access to increasing or decreasing your limits on an annual basis. So very many of our customers, as their affordability increases or decreases, they're able to manage what that limit is on their credit card. So it might be 10,000 Rand today. This time next year, you might have had additional income and you can now increase that limit to 15,000 Rand. The beauty of a credit card, again, is that you don't pay anything to have that credit limit increased. Whereas with other lending products, very often when you need access to more funds, you actually have to initiate a new loan. And every time you do that, you pay additional fees. And then probably the third point, which is around the benefits that are built into the credit card, the rewards, but there are also many other benefits that come through, very often insurances that are there for things like travel, health insurance, funeral insurance, and the cover on the limits on your card, as well as obviously many offers and things that we would then pair you up between our card holders and the retailers, whether those be hotels, restaurants, car rental companies, whatever it might be. We often try to push benefits through the credit card to our customers to make sure that they get the additional value as well.
Chris, you really are always such a fantastic teacher when it comes to this sort of stuff, that financial education and managing our credit responsibly across the board. Thank you very much for joining us this morning and for this really wonderful chat.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Chris Wood of Nedbank. Of course, if you own a Nedbank credit card or check card, you could win 2,500 Rand in cash. Yes, that's right. Simply spend 500 Rand on your credit card or your check card and then SMS the keyword Nedbank to 33728 to register your entry. But if you aren't a Nedbank client and open a new account online, Nedbank will double your prize to 5,000 Rand. So open that account, spend 500 Rand or more, and SMS that keyword Nedbank to 33728, and you could be going home with some serious cash. Of course, all of those terms and conditions, they do apply. You can find them on our website, expressoshow.com.
Thanks so much, Tabsy. Now, let's get real here. Maybe some days it's jungle oats for breakfast. Most days, in my case, maybe a little bit of coup, baked beans for a late night snack, or a light meal. Maybe you're making the kids lunch with some Albany bread. These are all part of our kind of kitchen staples. These beloved items, I think, appear in most kitchens in the country. Now, wouldn't it be cool to have the opportunity to win big and get rewarded with points and so much more with Buy Smart when buying some of these favorite staples? Tiger brand products. Well, here's the deal. You can stand a chance of winning incredible weekly prizes, really great prizes like queen-size beds, washing machines, smartphones, even when you sign up for Buy Smart.
Now, signing up for Buy Smart is really simple. It all happens on WhatsApp or by scanning the QR code that's on the screen right now. You can earn points for qualifying purchases on products such as Jungle Oats, Tastic, Coup, Albany, and many more.
All the regulars, man. Everything that we buy anyway, so why not get rewarded in the process? So all you have to do is send the word hi on WhatsApp to 072 897 6278. We'll have that phone number on the screen for a while. Follow the steps or just open your camera and scan the QR code to get the link to sign up. They've made it so simple. Browse Buy Smart promos and products while you're there as well. Score even more. Then upload your till slip when you have have purchased a qualifying product, then you receive points for those purchases, and then you use your points to unlock all kind of rewards like airtime, data, shopping vouchers to make it even better. It's quick, it's easy, and you can sign up on the go.
Do remember though that this month you stand a chance of winning incredible weekly prizes when you sign up, such as a queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and a smartphone. T's and C's do apply and can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Now here's the QR code again. Sign up today to stand a chance of going into the draw for the first weekly prize, which is actually happening this Thursday, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. And who knows, it could be you or you or you
Maybe
spinning
you.
our virtual wheel of prizes and walking away a winner with Buy Smart.
What do you want, a fridge?
Get rewarded for your shopping choices with Buy Smart. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes weekly on Expresso. Have your story of hope published by Cadbury Dairy Milk. Now, there's a story in everyone, so whether real or imagined, share yours, and it could be amongst the 20 most inspiring stories compiled into an ebook that brings hope, light, and wonder to orphaned and vulnerable children across the land. Add 087-240-6488 to your WhatsApp contacts, follow the prompts, and share your story as a Word document, a PDF, or a video recording. Standard data rates apply.
This Tuesday evening at 7:30, The Insider SA explores the theme of texture. Join us as we head out on a foraging expedition with a top chef, meet an artist creating one-of-a-kind pieces with coffee on canvas, and a couple making designer fashion from upcycled rubber tire tubing. Plus, see how local mohair is being woven into designer rugs with international appeal. That's The Insider SA, Tuesday at 7:30. Repeat Saturday night at 8, only on SABC3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Now today we're all about Monday motivation, and one thing that has motivated us is the response from South Africa during the Woolworths Full a Back campaign that has been truly overwhelming and has already touched the lives of so many people who are in need. Inspired by these selfless contributions, our donation today comes from one of our incredible interns, Tiffany.
Hi guys, my name is Tiffany Matthews, and today I'll be donating towards for the Bag campaign. The reason why I decided to do this donation is because it is a good initiative and it helps families in need. So today I'll be donating 100 Rand. The donation process was very easy, and I challenge you all to do the same.
Very quick and easy. Thank you so much to you, Tiffany. Now, together, we have managed to raise a whopping 2,814,862 rands. Now, this equates to a total of 954,190 meals donated. That's a big number. I need a round of applause for that. If just under 4,600 South Africans donated 10 Rand each, that would be our 1 million meal goal achieved. Come on, South Africa, we truly can do this. Together, we will make a difference.
Well, Well, the Feel Good continues here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are definitely cruising at an altitude of so good. As we get into our Gospel Mondays, we decided to switch things up today. We've got a brand new artist that you need to be on the lookout for. She hails all the way from Paarl, and she has done such incredible things in that community, but bringing it to your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning, it's Mihlali Nomana on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So good to have you, Mihlali.
Thank you so much.
But of course, we've got Roderick McKay, who is a mainstay on the show and obviously brings the Gospel Mondays to life on the keys. But Mihlali, let's talk about you. You're all the way from Paarl, and you discovered your passion for singing at a very young age. I mean, you look pretty young. You are young, you know what I mean? But you've done so well. Where do you draw inspiration from?
From so many artists, like Clover. I respect her so much. I look up to her, and also what motivates me the most is positive vibes.
Yes.
I just like surrounding myself with positive vibes, and that inspires me a lot.
Well, you are home. You are at the home of positive vibes. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. What are you performing for us this morning?
I am performing a hymn, Yesula Ngalomphefumlo, my daily prayer.
Bantase, masiyenze lento. Take it away. Has been part of our South African heritage for over 120 years and wishes you all a happy Heritage Month. Made with love by Clover.
Another Feel Good production.